Welcome to Tales from West New York. I'm Joe Brown.
What up, Mik Hot here. We're about to make an apple pie.
Mik Hot's going to do his famous apple pie baking.
Yeah.
I always want to do a video with Mik Hot baking. Let's see how this goes.
Oh.
Now, Mik, tell us about your apple pie. How do you start off?
Well, I mean, apples. But,
Well, let's talk about where we got these apples. Me and my son, AJ, we hand-picked these. These aren't from the store that have chemicals on them or something. These were picked by me and AJ with our own love.
That's true. Yeah, these are from Becker Farms. These are not store-bought apples.
These are made here in West New York.
Yeah, these are local apples. So they're not as big as your normal apples. As you can see, they're a little bit on the smaller side. And it looks like we have a little variety here. Maybe some Granny Smith, and then I'm not entirely sure, just like a red delicious maybe. So we're gonna, I'm gonna start by peeling the apples. Every single one of them has to be peeled back. I don't get them perfect. I leave a little bit of skin on a couple of them. I'm gonna cut them down, and we're gonna make the sauce or the glaze, or however you want to call it, to go with the apples. Once we got that all together, I'm gonna refrigerate that, and then we're going to make a pie crust. And then when the crust is ready, we can slap the whole thing together. Call it a pie. Call it a day. Apple pie. Delicious, delicious apple pie.
We love pie.
Yeah, we do. All right, let me get to it.
Now, Mik, I see you finally sliced these.
Yeah, actually, it didn't take as long as I thought. But to get all the skin peeled off, but good to go now.
There's nothing wrong with a little skin on some pie.
No. Gonna.
Heck, that's a big bowl of apples you got there.
Yeah, it is. A whole lot of chopped and peeled apples. Now it's time to add all the other stuff.
All your spices.
All my spices. All my good goods.
Mik's secret stash of spices.
Yeah. Top secret. No one can ever know.
And ducks.
Why not? They're pretty awesome. Alright. So, I'm going to go ahead and melt down some butter.
Butter.
It would be 1 stick of butter, for those of you who are concerned, or a half a cup. If you need exact measurements here, as if you haven't already taken a look at the pictures of the recipes, I'm sure. But we're going to go with 1 stick of butter, or half a cup. I'm going to melt it down. That's step numero uno.
And how long would you put it in the microwave for?
About a minute. I'm going to keep an eye. Well, maybe a little. I don't want to be cleaning flour off my walls. Let's put it that way.
Where's the cat? We'll give the cat catnip.
Oh, some of the catnip off the fridge? Yeah. I'm sure you'd love it.
Look at this, people. Mik's got weed just lying out there. No, this is just catnip.
Only the finest weed.
Doesn't smell like pie.
Now we're going to stir the flour in until we kind of made it into like a paste consistency.
Like wallpaper paste?
Something like that, yeah. Or toothpaste, or glue, Elmer's glue.
You better not be putting glue in these apples.
No.
Wow,
This is just,
those
this
apples
is just
will be
a glue.
sticking down somebody's throat.
Yeah, this is just a glue that holds the apples together, but it's actually edible glue, so it's okay. You don't, not this stuff that you put on your hand when you were young and you pretended it was skin. That's not really.
You peeled it off?
That's not really edible. All right, there's that. Now we're gonna add the sugars. Half a cup of white sugar and a half a cup of brown sugar. We'll start with
Brown sugar lives matter.
brown sugar lives also matter, yes. White sugar lives matter, brown sugar lives also. Alright.
So right now, Mick, you mixed all the ingredients. So what's in there?
All right, so what we got in here is, like I said, just some flour, some sugar, some brown sugar, a little bit of water. It's just basically a glaze to go over the apples, and it'll give it kind of it'll bring out the flavor of the apples, and it'll also give it a little bit of a tanginess and a little bit of the sweet flavor. So we just glaze. I'm just going to glaze the apples, real simple, just just like that. Just pour it over top of it, and then I'm going to let this sit in the fridge for a little bit while I get our crust together. Because obviously, without a pie crust, you don't have a pie. So that's pretty much it for now.
I love pie.
Me too.
AJ loves pizza pie. He likes Pizza Steve.
Pizza Steve?
It's a cartoon of Uncle Grandpa, it's called.
Oh, okay.
It's got a pizza guy. But as you see, Mick just glazed it. Yeah. He's going to put it in the refrigerator right now to cool down.
Time to wrap it up and put it in the fridge while we get our pie ready. Cool.
Mick, that's a very large mixing bowl. Most people only use that in, I would say, in real fine artsy thing, like one of those culinary places.
Or if you're as much of a baker and cook as I am recently.
So should we call you Baker Mick then?
Sure. I have so many nicknames at this point. I guess it doesn't really matter. I just like it. It makes life a lot easier when you're cooking or baking. So.
Oh, I like baking cakes and stuff.
Yeah, definitely will.
What fat man don't like cake?
Well, I know, right? Like what man or woman doesn't like cake? Damn. All right. So, time for the pie crust. This is the time-consuming part. It's not hard to put all the ingredients together. It's a fairly simple thing. It's flour, it's sugar, salt, a little bit of shortening. Some people use lard or butter. It's kind of up to you, however you want to do it that way. There's really no set parameters. You just want a flaky crust. You want something that's going to kind of, it's going to sound strange to say this, but fall apart and stick together at the same time. When you're cutting into it with a fork, you want it to just crumble. And when you're, taking that forkful, you want to be able to, it hold together all the way to your mouth. So I just do, a simple, flour, sugar, salt recipe. And then I roll it out forever. That's really the time-consuming part of the whole thing. It just takes a long time to just make sure that thing is perfectly flat and thin enough to really give you a crispy. Bam!
All right, Mick, your pie crust. I see you're flattening it out now.
I am. I'm getting it ready to get it rolled out. I got my parchment paper here, or wax paper, depending on what you use. Gonna flatten it out. I don't use
a rolling pin.
I do use a rolling pin. I don't use a lot of flour when rolling this out. I actually only flour one side of the sheet in the crust because I still want it to stay flaky when it goes into the pan. When it bakes up, if the more flour that's in it, the firmer it's going to be. Now it'll still be a good pastry crust, but if I want it to be real flaky, I'm not going to use a whole lot of flour. So I'm just going to kind of sprinkle it and then roll it, maybe flip it a few times. And this is where I said the time-consuming part comes in. I'm going to have to flip it and roll it and flip it and roll it and make sure that it's actually going to fit the pan, and then roll out the top. Once I got the bottom in there, though, that's when I can dump all the filling in. So that's when the oven can go on and we can start getting ready to actually bake this thing.
Pie.
We're getting closer to having pie.
Pie. So you just want a thin coat of flour?
A very, very thin coat of flour. I barely put anything on there. Just a little sprinkling, not even, this might even be too much. But, kind of rub it in there. Get our top paper.
So Mick, I see you put all your pie filling in there, and now you're putting the pie crust on top.
Yep, getting the top crust ready here.
So right now the oven's on the 425. We're going to put in 15 minutes and then we're going to go get some grub, and when the 45 minutes it takes for an hour complete to cook this apple pie. It's pretty full inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apples. I'd eat them every day. Shout out to Chris Elliott, like Mick said a second ago, but my video stopped.
Yeah,
we're watching the Sabres game right now, too.
Right.
It's in French. French people make everything sound interesting.
Don't they?
Yep.
There's some very cool stuff.
So,
here.
we'll catch you when this pie is done. Peace out. Well, this is a finished product. We've been letting it sit for about a half an hour. Gonna cut it open. Cut it open, Mick.
That's actually, yeah. It's looking pretty good after chilling for a little while.